Good morning. It really is a pleasure to see all of you here. I'm Paul Carter. I'm the director of the Social Innovation Fund, and I'd like to welcome you all to the Corporation for National and Community Service for what we believe will be both an exciting and truly noteworthy event, the announcement of our inaugural set of grantees for the Social Innovation Fund. Although we have much to do this morning, we would be remiss if we didn't take a moment to acknowledge the extraordinary efforts of so many people who have enabled us to get to this point. And in that spirit, I would like to thank first the visionaries who first came to believe that it was possible for the federal government to embrace a new way of tackling the many persistent problems experienced by our low-income and rural communities. Also, the members of Congress who were energized by this new approach and actually created and funded the SIF through the Edward M. Kennedy Serve America Act. To the outstanding team at the Corporation for National and Community Service and the White House Office of Social Innovation and Civic Participation, especially Marta Urquia, Kent Mitchell, and Michelle Jolin. Also the many extremely intelligent external reviewers who so generously gave of their time and expertise to really drive and support the very complex and rigorous selection process. And most importantly, all of the applicants of the SIF, and I mean all of the applicants, not just the 69 lead organizations, but the more than 260 who are partners in these unprecedented collaborations, who work hard every day to improve their communities and who invested extraordinary energy and insight into crafting truly innovative programs that will make a truly meaningful difference in our country for years to come. With that, it is now my pleasure to introduce the CEO of the Corporation for National and Community Service, Mr. Patrick Corvington.
Thanks, Paul. Oh, this is a great moment. You know, when we started down this road, God, almost a year ago or more, I tell you, I didn't expect we'd actually get here in this way. It's been. I remember when the Serve America Act passed and the SIF was funded. And this is a unique thing, you know. Many of you know, I mean, many of you have been engaged in this for so long, that this is a new way to do business. It's a different way to approach community solutions. This notion of, as the president has talked about this, many of you know this in your genes, in your blood, in the way that you do your work, that the best solutions come in communities. They come from communities. Problems are solved by people who are closest to them. And you all have been doing this work for so long, and you've been at the forefront of sourcing these best solutions, these best innovations. So we feel very happy and very proud that you guys are here with us today. You know, the idea was pretty simple, but extraordinarily complicated to execute. And it was simply this, that if we could find the best solutions, test them, measure them, and replicate them, bring them to scale, that we could solve some of the toughest, most enduring challenges that communities face throughout this country. You know, we have a way of making grants and of working here at the corporation, and this was new for us. Doing business in this way was new. And so what is extraordinary, which I think really demonstrates the leadership here of our units here, is, you know, our grant-making unit. You know, Vielka, I see Vielka in the back. You know, our program people, I see Kristen here, who really had to reorganize. And Frank Trinity, our general counsel back there, who fought some tough battles around this, had to reorganize how we think about this, how we think about our grant-making, how we think about making impact, and how we think about working with partners. You know, this notion of partnership versus, and many of you are foundations, so you know this, you fought these battles of working together in partnership with grantees is sometimes a new experience, as what we hope to do here. So I thank all the staff at the corporation who made this happen, the leadership of the SIF, the other units of the corporation who made this happen, and you for agreeing to suffer through this process. And as Paul said, we had this amazing group of external reviewers, 19 review panels with 3 external reviewers each throughout the country, something like 50 reviewers from out the country who came in, people, innovation experts, evaluation experts, who gave of their time and really committed to a process to get us to where we are. That to me demonstrates the commitment, it demonstrates the leadership, it demonstrates is how people care about this, about what we're trying to accomplish. So, this is a start. It's a start, it's $50 million. Sometimes I want to say, it's not that much money. And sometimes I want to say, boy, $50 million sounds like a lot of money. I think it's a little bit of both. It's not that much money to take on some of the toughest challenges we have to face, but it's a lot of money to get us started. And so we're hoping that if we do well, if we can deliver on the President's promise and the Serve America Act's promise of what we can do with the SIF, I think we have potential to grow this model, to really change how we do business in this country in terms of philanthropy. I came to the corporation 4.5 months or so ago with deep community experience, and my mission here has been to try to make this about impact and about results. Those of you who know me, and many of you do, know that I have very little patience for process. I have very little patience for things that just feel good. That ultimately, what I want to be able to do is to look into the eyes of kids and communities, of families and communities, be able to walk the streets of the communities where I work, and be able to see the difference that we've made. At the conference a couple weeks ago, I talked about where my career started and being in a meeting in Florida and going back to the communities where I had worked early on in my career and feeling the sense of discouragement at how little had changed and how that drives me still today to think about feeling good is not good enough, that impact is what matters, results are what matter, and that's what you all are about, that's what you've demonstrated, and I think that's what you're going to do with the SIF as well. So thank you for being here. We ended up with a pool of grantees that I feel is extraordinary. There's such a diversity in this pool, from health foundations to more traditional foundations to social entrepreneurs, people who are making a difference in such a profound way and in different ways. And so I think that's extraordinary that we got there. And when I think about the kinds of things we'll accomplish, the notion that something like 23,000 low-income individuals in the South and Southwest will receive job training. Anti-poverty programs that have been tested and proven in New York City are going to get spread throughout this country, get tested throughout this country in different cities, like Kansas City, Memphis, Newark, San Antonio, Cleveland, places like that. Projects in Kentucky and Missouri are going to get people better access to health care. Those are the problems facing communities. Those are the problems we're going to take on. And most importantly, I think those are the problems we're going to solve. At the end of the day, it has to be about solving problems. And that's what this is about. And that's what we're going to accomplish. All right, so let's start. The Foundation for a Healthy Kentucky. There we go. There we go. Jobs for the Future. Local Initiative Support Corporation, LISC. There we go. The Mayor's Fund to Advance New York City. Keep cheering. The Missouri Foundation for Health. We're about halfway through, and I feel the applause is starting to dim. So this is a time to let's make sure we give the balance their due here. The National AIDS Fund. There we go. New Profit Inc. REDF, the Edna McConnell Clark Foundation, the United Way of Greater Cincinnati, and finally, Venture Philanthropy Partners. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations not just for being here, but for all that you've accomplished to get yourselves here. Not just through the application process, but I know many of you have committed yourselves. When you had many other choices ahead of you, You've committed yourselves to making a difference in the lives of people in this country. And that is the highest calling. And so the fact that you are here today, that you've gone through this part of this process is extraordinary. So I thank you for your commitment throughout your lives, your commitment to this process, but your commitment to making a difference in the lives of folks in this country. So give yourselves one more round of applause.